What's up, everybody? Welcome back to West Coast Popcast. It's your boys from the West Coast Pop, the Final Boss and the main man, Zach, here to review another. Actually, it's not just another X Men. It's one of the best, and we're going to get into it. An insane episode of X Men 97. Can't wait to get into it with you guys. A lot of cool stuff to talk about. Jump in the comments, tell all your friends, tell your folks. This was a big week, and we can't start it off right without that legendary intro.
Previously on X-Men.
Back again, week 5 already, Zach.
5. We're at the halfway point. I hope you guys are ready and get those comments in there because there's so many Easter eggs. We got to hear from you.
So many Easter eggs, man. We all know. I know you guys know this is a big episode. I didn't see it coming. They kind of lulled me to sleep a little bit. Like it seemed like a nice episode. Everyone was getting along. We're getting ready for a dance party, and then bam, they hit you. So we're gonna get into it for sure. Ed Fry's jumping out, man. Yes, what a freaking episode, man. We're really gonna get into it. We're gonna start from the beginning because I was blown away. I don't know what type of rating you're gonna give it, but this was insane. Zach, anything to start before we get into it?
The show is called Remember It, episode 5, and I'm glad it is because I damn near won't forget it anytime soon.
No, there's no way. I've been saying it from the beginning. The pacing on this show is so amazing. They use all of their time to perfection, not a wasted minute. Everything is so well done, man.
And the bad thing about that is whoever has the director's chair, the writer's seat for X-Men in the MCU. Holy crap, you have a lot to live up to right before they start casting.
That's a good point. MCU, Marvel, Kevin Feige, y'all are on notice right now. Oh man. But yeah, let's jump into it, man. I see some people jumping in here, man. Miss All Power, best episode ever. Phantom X screaming to rehire the guy.
Hey, we're gonna talk about him too, Phantom X.
We're
He
gonna
made a
get to
comment
it.
that's gonna make me go, "Whoa, hey," in a good way.
Yeah. So first off, jumping. It's happy go lucky, man. We're all having a good time. We're reunited. This is the bunch. So from what I remember correctly, if you guys correct me if I'm wrong, Rogue and Nightcrawler, they're related. They're Mystique's
Yes.
children. If they're following
Yes.
this storyline. And this is like kind of like the ragtag group of like they're kind of outcasts. So it's good to see them come together and have the focus on them. I was really curious what the focus is going to be on after last week with Jubilee and Robert. Now we have these guys as the focus. Zach, entering the show, opening up. What are you thinking, man?
I thought it was gonna be a fun episode. I thought it was gonna be party town. I thought we're just gonna go into whatever. Yeah, it's I don't want to say tricked me, but it set the stage very well for what happened. And I want to point out, nice upgrade to Nightcrawler's look. He looks more like the '70s, '80s Nightcrawler, kind of like uh the old animation.
Yeah,
I
like
like
this
that. A little more
shadowy face
darker.
right there. I like it. I like it there.
Yes. Yeah,
How do you feel
yeah.
with the voice actor? I don't know if it's the same guy, but it was strikingly different for me.
It was a little different. It was a little soft, but that's fine. I'm okay with it. And then speaking of voice actors, that's a good one right there. The Rogue voice actor says she lost her voice shortly before recording.
I
Or her niece. I'm sorry, lost her niece shortly before recording episode 5. So I bet that emotion really played out. Thanks, Ed
yeah,
Fries.
did not know that, man. That's definitely going to add to the ending.
Yeah.
But yeah, jumping here, they're going through the city of Genosha here. Very early on. What were we thinking, like seeing that and like seeing for the first time Genosha here as member of the UN?
I liked it, and I think that they're taking some of the newer stuff from Kirkman that we just talked about, Invincible, and some other stuff yesterday on the episode. Some of the Krakoan stuff. So I don't think they're going to go into that, and they're using what you're already familiar with from the original series, Genosha, to bring you into sort of maybe that kind of storyline in a short form fashion. So it was good to see them
Yeah.
on their own land.
They talk about it later in the episode where Charles Xavier always had this dream to have have a nation of just mutants.
Yeah.
Maybe Magneto put his own spin on that, but that was kind of the dream. And I feel like in every iteration of X-Men, whether it was Wolverine and the X-Men, the original X-Men, Genosha is an important part, but it gets destroyed quickly. Like things go south quickly. So in the back of my mind, I'm thinking this can't be good. Everything looks so beautiful and nice. They got someone with Jubilee's powers doing fireworks. You get the nightclubs. Everyone's having fun in the marketplace. They did complain about rent. The rent they said was crazy, so you can't
And
escape that anywhere.
$10 for an apple? Come on. Come
That's the real
on.
problem, man. We ripping these mutants off. We have all these powers and we can't lower the prices.
Man.
Uh,
But
yeah,
it was weird though. Gambit said he's asking the questions, so there might be something up with it that we don't know about. So
he did. Um, did you? Might be forgetting. Did you catch what Nightcrawler is doing here? Like with his because he's not part of the council. I don't think.
no, I had to watch this in parts, so I got a little distracted doing some stuff. But let us know if you noticed out there in the comment section.
But yeah, he's finally free to be himself. He's bouncing around here, showing his best friends around the town. Man, that was again such a really feel good moment in the beginning.
Yeah,
Really enjoying that. But let's backtrack a little bit before we get to Genosha with our three lovely pals. What an awkward car trip, if you will.
dude, come on.
Magneto, out of all three of us, if something goes wrong with the plane, one of us will have an issue.
Yeah, this is I liked it though. It was great to put in there, and it's I don't know. I thought it was very lovely. I thought it helped bring the suspense
Yeah.
because we
I,
all know what's going on.
I don't remember anyone like in any of these cartoons I've watched with comics superheroes, people taking shots at each other like this for other loved ones, like these love triangles. And it actually is kind of funny. It actually kind of working. Like Magneto
Yeah.
is on Gambit's ass.
Yep.
So it's pretty hilarious, man. Gambit out here heartbroken, chasing Rogue around. I hate to see it. But yeah, so far really solid episode in the beginning. We're gonna get to some of the Easter eggs towards the end, of course, and of course we have the statues with Magneto and Professor X. I know in the comics Magneto has more influence, like with Genosha. This one it kind of seemed like they all set it up and he was getting brought into the fold.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what the setup was on this. I don't remember any of the. Like this just felt not familiar to me, so I don't know if they're just kind of reshifting it just for the sake of their own storytelling again, making it tie in with the newer stuff, the Krakoan stuff, because then that
Yeah.
I'd get this. So, but I knew right when they rolled up when they're two big statues, this place was gonna get destroyed. I knew there were going to be scenes with the big statues falling.
It went over my head. I wasn't even like thinking
Oh,
about it.
that was it.
I told you they sucked me in. I was thinking like everything's kind of nice. We're gonna maybe this might be another like not filler episode, but another like just feel good, get us to the next part.
Any movie you
Um,
see big statues, they're doing the big fall.
and from one love triangle to the next, Zach, bud, how you feeling about this going on here?
It's kind of funny. It seems like Wolverine's moved on. You know what? I'm kind of done. You pick the loser. I'm moving on. So I kind of like this. No more jonesing for Logan. He's moved on, and now Jean Grey can have the Boy Scout. Who
Yeah.
wants someone else?
Yeah, so actually kind of like a love quad, if you will, here. My boy Logan just try to do his best for Jean Grey. He's accepted that she's got another guy. We find out they haven't talked. They're not really talking these last few weeks here. Jean Grey and my boy Cyclops, who had a bit of or a little bit of a rage going on during the interviews. That was the other part of this episode. They set up with like the news reporter, who I don't know if that's like an actual character in the comics, coming to the X mansion,
Yeah.
talking to people. Beast gives such an eloquent response to her answers to her
Yep.
questions. Who else did she interview? I think she might have got Jubilee in there. This is the other part I caught that I don't know if it's gonna be a big deal. They're doing this interview in the X Mansion. And who was caught on camera? Roberto, who doesn't want anyone to know that he's a mutant, especially not his
That's
parents. So he
right.
might be getting exposed here.
That's a good pickup. I like that.
Yeah. Anything else you might have caught that might be bigger than what it seemed with the interviews? I know again, Cyclops raging out.
I don't. I just think it's a big setup into what is going to come, and we'll talk about the guy who got fired, what he said, because a lot of this stuff is not what I expected them to do. Because we saw a glimpse of Cable, and I was wrong last week when I thought this was going to be all about Cable and Bishop.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely missing my guy Bishop, by the way. Definitely want to see him get some more screen time. But we're in here. Jean's I just like her therapy session. She's out in the water, moving the water,
Yeah.
having her memories, trying to connect things. And Logan seems to find her. He has that scent. He can smell anything from a mile away. Um, and then while we're getting to this, First of all, because there's gonna be another scene that happens later on. She gives Logan a big kiss, confusing this man.
Again, sorry, bub. Don't need it anymore. I've moved on.
So moments,
I like that.
yeah, moments later, after kissing Logan, she comes in here to go cuss out Cyclops like she didn't do the wrong first. My boy Cyclops, I didn't know this. This is crazy because when he was doing that memory stuff and he was talking, I believe that was Jean Grey, not Madeline Pryor from afar.
Unreal. Look at him. Busted.
Busted.
Busted. You're on
Uh,
MTV with Tammy,
my
bitch.
boy,
You got busted.
my
In the
boy even
comics, he
called
did that stuff with Emma Frost. So I like that they're bringing this in with,
really.
yeah. So either way, Cyclops is dirt McGurds. You can't
So
trust the Boy Scouts. Stick with your bad boys, bub.
so there's two things that now that you brought it up that I want to see if anyone could help me shed some light on. So when this happened and he was doing what do you call it, like the psychic talking with Madeline Pryor.
Talking, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We don't know, man. It could get X-rated very soon.
Yeah.
Uh, Jean Grey catches on to it, but since you brought her up as well, it seemed like Emma Frost might have caught on to it as well, since she's a psychic. And when they snapped back to Madeline Pryor around the council, I felt like Emma Frost gave her a look. I think she might have knew as
100%.
well. So
100%. She made a comment to Madeline. So
yeah, so she might be in on it as well. Um,
Scott's sending out those party lines.
man, never heard of private browsing, I guess. Come on, Scott. But yeah, he's really hurting right now, and like
Good.
I'm glad like they showed like him being like trying to be that leader, filling into Professor X's shoes, have
Yeah.
everything not figured out, but like a little more optimistic about things, and like okay, his life is set, and then it just gets shattered to pieces, and now we're seeing like the consequences, the fallout of that, and like he's broken right now.
Yeah. Good. Because I don't like him. Yeah, Ed Price Scott had a really rough episode, and he brought it all on himself. Can't trust a Boy Scout named Scott Summers, named John Cena. Don't trust the Boy Scouts. He even
What about
snapped
my
at a
boy
news
Soups?
reporter.
What about Soups, the big blue one?
Superman. Okay, you can trust Soups. I like Soups.
Okay, okay, we got one. We got one, everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we were talking in the first few episodes, he was actually a really solid leader, man. He was having the one-liners too. What do you say to with a storm? Show me the forecast. Show him the forecast.
Yeah.
Like he was killing it, and
You know
now
what the
he's
forecast is?
what is that?
Lonely with a
Oh
slight
man,
chance of rain.
it actually hurts me to see him down this bad. But now we're going back to Genosha, and we have the reintroduction of I just said his name before the pre-show. Sebastian Shaw and Emma
Yeah.
Frost. So there's still in that. What is it? The Hellfire Club, I believe it's called. We get the two
Yeah,
of
then
these
like the
people.
Hellfire Gala is the kind of thing that she holds once a year, and
Yeah.
but yeah, the Hellfire Club.
So if you guys did, again, I didn't rewatch the original, so I thought they were introduced. I think during the Phoenix Saga, I thought they were introduced into the
That's the
original
scene that
X-Men.
they redid in the intro where Professor X was looking for Jean Grey and went through where the Hellfire Gala was. So they were in the original series.
Yeah. So definitely different looks. I don't think they had their looks updated like this. Good to see them in there because I always liked them as villains. They always gave me that like we have Magneto and we have them, and like they're two like sides of a different coin, like do different things. I like
Yep.
them as villains as well. We do know Emma Frost in some iteration does join the Brotherhood. Actually the X-Men as well. So we'll see how this plays out. But right now she's on the wrong side of the fence.
Yeah.
Again, so far like a pretty solid episode. A lot of people getting reintroduced. Good stuff here. Now we get to the ball, man. The music is blasted. We're having a good time. Well, some of us are having a good time. My boy Gambit going through it.
I gotta give him a shout out for using a '90s song and actually picking a very obscure '90s song. This is how you pick songs when you're doing stuff like that. Ace of Base. I forgot the name of the song, but
Well, I think you should looking it up. I
yeah,
really like it just seeing as well. Before we got to this part, we have
Happy
Rogue
Mission.
trying to have a heart to heart. So the big thing here is, I forget her name, but the one that had Magneto on trial in the second episode, she's opposing. They want Magneto to be the guy, the face of the place, the face that runs the place, if you will. They want him to be the leader. But the one that had him on trial a few episodes ago, she's like, "You gonna have a terrorist be your leader?" And he hits him with the flip it back at you while you have your leaders as terrorists, and he's out here spitting. But He needs to clean up the image. So let's put an
Yep.
X-Men with him. He presents this to them. Oh yeah, that's smart. Knowing it's not about wanting X-Men with him. He wants Rogue.
That's it. You know what it is. You know why he's picking Rogue. I like Rogue. I think Rogue is a smart person. But honestly, if you're gonna bring someone in, wouldn't it be Cyclops? Wouldn't it be an Omega level mutant like Jean Grey or
Yeah,
Storm? But it's Rogue for whatever reasons. Magneto wants Rogue.
exactly. But before like we got to the ending, before we got to like the climax of the episode, they had the flashback with Rogue and so was that Mystique that like that person that brought her to Magneto like in the woods? It looked like it's a random place.
I'm pretty sure it was. Let us know in the comments. Again, I was kind of actually
That's
busy
pretty
during
sure
that one
too.
scene.
Like I wasn't too sure if Rogue like I'm pretty sure she had like a stepmom she was with as well besides Mystique. I don't know if it was still her and she didn't just reveal herself, but. I thought Magneto might have been brought up on charges. I was like, what is the ages here? What are we doing? I thought Rogue was a lot younger than this guy. He still looks like, an old guy. I don't know
I
what we was
mean,
doing.
if we're keeping track of times, 97, and they even show him having flashbacks of the Holocaust. So you're talking the age difference right there.
Yeah, we got we tiptoeing the line here.
Yeah, easy,
Uh,
Shug.
but Mr. All Power, man, what are we doing? Um, but as we get to that, she's having a conflict of interest. Then she finally has a one-on-one with Gambit. How do you put that one-on-one in his while he's looking like a dapper guy? You're getting all dressed up and fancy. She decides, let me have a conversation with him. Finally, after dissing him for weeks.
Right, but I like it. Maybe the outfit looking good made him realize he is Gambit. He needs to move on. He needs to stay classy in this situation and give his girl, or who he'd like to be his girl, just the 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 choice. You want to make that choice? That's yours. We'll be
Yeah.
friends, and that's good. So
And I love the way he handled it. And I also thought like, okay, this is a good scene. We'll see where it goes from here. And because I wasn't thinking too much of the scene, and it's going to play a
mhm.
huge factor in the ending. So she tells him what the big line she tells him is, how can you have the love without being able to feel? Like that's an important thing
Yep.
to her, and she can't have that with him. And so that was a really interesting. She's like, I love you, but I can't feel you. So, and then she just goes separate ways. And that brings us to this next scene, which I was like, the gall of this woman. Are you serious? In front of him, after you go have that heart to heart in his room, you all up on Magneto like this? This is 5 minutes. What's going on with the women in this show? Freaking Jean Grey, Logan to my boy Cyclops, now Rogue. What's going on?
This is a lot. Like this is. I don't know, man. The love stuff in here is like so messy. I'm just glad it got to the action in here.
Unbelievably messy. So
Yeah,
yeah, in front of everybody, have this beautiful dance, flying around, great stuff. Gambit's I'm sick of this man. I felt his pain. He was sick to his stomach.
yeah.
He couldn't watch. I felt like that man got just punched in the gut, and they spit in his drink. They kicked his dog, everything.
They played
So
Ace of
she,
Base.
yeah. So then she makes out with Magneto in front of everybody, seemingly agreeing to being his queen in Genosha.
Yep.
But little did we know that was like a goodbye kiss.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, this I think this is like the halfway part of the show. This is like I think it's like 17 minutes in, and we still got 18 more minutes to go.
Yep.
And what do you think at this point?
Again, I right now I just don't get the setup, and it was seeing the hype online that made me just like hold on and hold on and
Yeah.
hold on, and yeah.
So then this is where I tell everybody. I've been saying it. I put it in the comments. I've been telling everybody who could hear. The episode flips. Look who's on screen. And um what comes after this is some of the greatest television, some of the greatest cartoon animation I've ever seen. This felt like a movie. So Cable hits the screen, man. What are you thinking? We have him looking panicked as all hell.
Yep. Yeah, I don't like the new eye thing on him. I don't know why it looks so kind of like generic. But anyways, yeah, it was
Yeah,
really cool seeing him come in and then all of a sudden come out. Like see his mom. You see the explosions in behind, and it's just like it's this big warning. It's almost like I think what Zack Schneider wished the Flash stuff warning Batman would have been You know,
Yeah.
this was so cool. This foreshadowing, and now we're gonna get into with all this death. You know, people are coming back. We're gonna get into the future episodes with Cable and Bishop and like how to stop things.
Oh, that'd be really cool. Because yeah, we haven't seen what happened with Bishop. We don't see why Cable is freaked out at this point. There's a lot of converging storylines. Like it's gonna be really insane. 5 more episodes to go. Great build. This felt like a mid-season finale type thing. And yeah,
Yep,
I'm not. I'm still on the fence with Cable's look. But he runs to Madeline Pryor. Now he knows who his mother is.
yep,
He's trying to warn her, turn the music off, turn the music off. Instantly, I'm locked in. I'm zoned in on what's going on. I'm like, what is about to happen? I'm like, someone's about to come through. I wasn't thinking Sentinels. I really didn't know what was going to happen. I
no
thought,
same.
I thought Genosha, like the music, something had to do with like everyone that was in that dance thing was getting set up by someone there present.
Yeah,
I thought the Hellfire Club. I was thinking, okay, now the villains have something. I don't know. Um, so we're going through there, and eventually, I guess what his time thing ran out. He had to go get pulled back, or there's
yep,
someone's doing. So he has that quick moment, and it would have been amazing for Scott, obviously, to see his son. Maybe Madeline Pryor could, if she's still alive, I don't know, could relay that message
yeah.
to him. But this show went 180 real quick, 0 to 100, and we have this what triple-headed Sentinel who Gambit called a Godzilla Sentinel.
It with a like a cockroach body that's also a master mold.
Yeah, a master mold with the freaking dark side zap beams, like
Oh
death
my
beams.
god.
What the fuck is going on? This was like it really felt like next level. It was amazing. It was amazing what was going on. We're getting to like the biggest action scenes I think I've seen here. Um Gambit is hey, he came out swinging.
You know, maybe we underestimated him on the tier list that we did. And maybe this cartoon's
Yeah.
finally showing us. But I just want to point out it wasn't an Omega level threat detected when
I
they
saw
spotted
that.
him.
I saw that.
Just saying.
I saw
But
that.
he showed out. This is a great show for Gambit, how cool he can be. And again, whoever's making the live action movies, holy shit, you got a lot to live up to.
You do. But the Omega level threat that was detected was my guy Magneto. And he's with the Morlocks. It was a big thing for him to he was like, I'm gonna distract the Sentinels. You guys go get him. Speaking of
Yeah.
my girl Rogue and Gambit. And now this guy right here, who he promised, he said, this guy, I can't think of his name. I was not
Leech.
Toad, Leech. He said, Magneto promised me I'll never be scared again. And that line right there, I was like, dang, man. So now
Ah,
all the rubble is crumbling. Everyone's getting blown sky high. So much confusion. Like, they did a really good job of making it seem like, like what is going on? Everyone's like just scrambled. We don't know where people
yep.
are, what's going on. I don't know how you could solve this threat. And Magneto does the unthinkable. The man who they call a terrorist, the villain, the bad guy, we don't know who his real intentions are. He put it all in line and sacrificed himself to try to save these guys. He tried to help them.
Yeah. It was a good moment. And again, you don't know exactly where to look at this because in the same episode, another mutant called him out on his show in front of the cameras to show that he was a good guy. So then again,
Yeah.
was this another show and he's actually alive, or he meant it obviously because they showed the correlation with Leech and Rogue and the Holocaust and everything
Hmm.
that they've been through with Xavier. So it's there, and that's why I think we're going to get some future stuff with Cable. That's why he's introduced in here because there's no way all these people are dead.
Yeah, it's really hard to believe. I mean, maybe when Cable, we might see the next episode from Cable's perspective, and maybe he might be able to stop some of this. Maybe he might
Yep,
fix that. Because yeah, it's kind of hard to kill off Magneto and Gambit, but it won't take away from the seed. This seed was
it
amazing.
won't.
The back and forth with him and Rogue looking at each other because she does care for him. She doesn't want to have that type of relationship. He's the one who, like she said, helped her learn her powers, made her feel like she had a family, had a purpose, all this stuff. To see him go out like that was like this is one of the best like ways a character can go out. This was insane.
This was, and I will say this again. I do believe this, and with Cable coming in and what all happened here, and a lot of people dying, is exactly what Zack Snyder was trying or hoping to do with his future Flash checking in on Batman while he was sleeping, or doing all these
Yeah.
things throughout his Snyderverse stuff. Except this is pulling it off.
It really is, man. Again, I can't speak on like the animation and the action. So now we had them springing into action right here. Magneto going out like set the tone in such a tremendous way, and then we seen who I thought we are gonna get another Omega level mutant. I thought we were gonna get that another like announcement as Rogue was furious. So she, you know, abandoned everything. She's flying straight for the Sentinels. Does not give two fucks. But Gambit had to save her. Gambit had to save her, and I thought literally the show would end. She might be a little upset that Gambit saved her, didn't let her get that revenge. He threw his bike at her to knock her off, and then he gets like that wound through the sternum, through cracked some ribs for sure. He was finished.
Yep.
And like our X-Men tier list, he can light up anything. They actually said that. Uh, Rogue in that scene when she went to his room said Gambit can light up the whole world, but you can't light up her. And I felt that one.
Yep.
And this
That
man
was
lit up
good.
that was really good. So he lights up that Sentinel, blows it sky high, but in return he sacrificed himself. That whole closing scene, going through all what had happened. We've seen Magneto go first, and then him. What are you thinking, man? How is this like? How is this computing?
I don't know, and I honestly, if we do all that stuff, what we talked about, Cable and going back in time, I want Rogue to hold on to these memories. I want
Yeah,
this to be something Rogue holds on to. But again, with time travel laws that we're kind of all familiar with, I don't know if that's going to hold. But damn, this reminds me of like some cool Elseworld stuff that DC used to do.
yeah,
There was one that the world turned on the DC heroes as a two-part. I know the second part was in the Superboy one in the '90s, but that's what this reminds me of, and it's really cool. It's like a what if, but it's not. It's part of the same universe.
yeah. Like they're not pulling any punches, man. They're telling a very well done story,
Yeah.
and Gambit's final hurrah lights it up, and we finally get to this part as the episode closes out. Her last words, Zach, to silence, cuts to black in the middle of a crater. She can't feel him. Oh
That
my
hit.
goodness. That hit like a ton of bricks, man. This was incredible.
This was such good storytelling. I'm going to put this part out there right now. Phantom X, you said rehire the guy. I haven't seen anything really awful come out, but there was whatever happened. He got fired, but it was mutual to part ways with Disney. Who knows? After this, they might. Bo DeMayu, the guy who did get let go, after people were posting about how this is a masterpiece, he says this isn't our masterpiece. Wait till
Oh my
episodes 8 through 10.
dog. I didn't see that. Oh
Get
my
ready.
goodness.
Whew, whew.
I don't know how you top this. This truly
Baby, that
felt
was
like a
just
movie.
foreplay. What have you been watching? Let me show
Oh
you
man.
some.
This is next level stuff, man. Again, we have 30 minutes to play with, and we're telling stories like this.
Hmm.
Oh my goodness. Like
It's
I
great
have
to see that nowadays people know how to trim the fat off stuff and not just
yeah.
preach or showcase animation or this or that. So this is fantastic.
This was, man. Like this shot, this redo, like it's already made it for me. It's already like the wait for this coming out. Um, everything has already made it worth it. This was so incredible. I'm telling everybody I know to watch this. Um, I don't think I've ever like this type of emotion like that. Like this was like really something special. I have nothing but good things to say about it. I have no, and this is not me playing up for doing a review, being on our YouTube channel. This was
Ugh.
truly amazing. I think out of all the reviews we've done, I'll put it out there. We did The Last of Us, yeah, we did Secret Invasion. We might do something else that I'm not thinking of, but all the reviews we've done on this channel, this is my most favorite thing I've seen.
This is so good. I wish Eric and I would have got together to do Invincible, and I don't know if we're gonna do Fallout or not, but we're not the kind of channel that does reaction videos. I
Yeah,
mean, this is technically a reaction video, and we don't post our fucking faces on thumbnails going, oh, like we just got kicked in the junk. Like, this is just real deal us talking about it. And I agree, Nog. This is, god damn, this is so good. This is everything I wanted it to be, and then souped up to a
yeah.
whole nother level. I'm so happy with the series.
I really am, man. So like everybody just jump in the comments and really talk with us about this. If you have any thoughts, anything you want to say as we're looking at if you just heard what Zach just said, if you didn't know, like I didn't know, episodes 8 through 10. Oh gosh. I
Whew,
don't I
next one's going to
don't
be a
know.
breather.
I truly don't know how you go another level up. Um I'm so amazed. I'm so blown away by this. I think this is the one of the best endings I've seen like ever. I really mean that. I don't. I'm trying to think of some other shows that had like great endings. Maybe Jon Snow saying his watch is ended when he walked out. Like there's some other like cool things, but
Mm,
like
yeah.
this is on a very short list for me. If we're gonna do our grades like we've been doing for these reviews, this is 10 out of 10. It might have broke the scale.
I'll go 10. I have absolutely nothing to complain about, and just like that end is art.
Yeah, really well done. I love how it hit. And we're gonna see what happens next week. I love that they're breaking up these episodes with different focuses on different characters, and
Yes.
we're still getting a lot from everybody, but we're focusing on certain characters as individual. And I hope Wolverine gets his focus as well. It seems like he's kind of been like really been a background character throughout this entire reboot.
I think that's the best thing about it. And like I've talked about before, anyone that's grown up with the X-Men in the 90s knows it was at Wolverine everything.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter what Marvel character you were, Wolverine was going to show up and have a cup of coffee with him. Like it was too
yeah,
much, and I think they all knew about it. And I think maybe episode 8 through 10 is it's wrong character, but it's clobbering time.
yeah. I again, I haven't asked to say. Just a quick side note. Make sure everyone, how my audio sounded. Make
Got
sure
it.
everything sounds. Damn, my boy Zach getting attacked over there. But hopefully my audio sounding well for you guys.
Genosha.
The Sentinels attacking Hollywood, man. I again, nothing but good things. We have 5 more weeks of this, and I really don't want it to end. We're gonna get into our Easter eggs very soon, but hit the comments, hit the like button, let us know what you guys thought of the episode.
Yep.
This again, very very special stuff. Really can't wait. But what Easter eggs did you find this week? I didn't get any morphin type stuff he was doing. I didn't see him too much in here. I don't think we've seen him at
Didn't
all.
need it.
Didn't need
Nope.
it. So we're gonna strictly just do the Easter eggs this time. Zach, I know you caught a few. Definitely shed some light on that for us.
All right, when they did Magneto's big flashing of like freaking out about stuff, like we talked about the Holocaust and some other
Yeah.
old X Men stuff, they did show his, I do believe, his first daughter. He has another
Oh,
daughter, so I do believe she was in there. And then when we rolled up into Genosha, there were characters from X Force, like Multiple Man. There were a lot of characters from the New Mutants from the last like 15 to 20 years, and some other X Men characters that have been introduced since the 90s. So they're kind of like bringing them in this way, which is nice. And I'm gonna put this challenge out there. If you're watching this, let us know any of those characters that popped in, like Multiple Man or a couple of the other ones that you found. We'd love to just chat back and forth and find those Easter eggs that you had, because there's so many, and not gonna have been pretty busy this week, and we didn't have time to like do all the notes and the rewatch
yeah.
on it. But there's
Yeah,
so many
definitely.
in these backdrops.
It really was, man. Um, what else happened here, man? Hopefully we can see Nightcrawler more often as well. I don't know where he was like exactly for that final ending. I don't think. I hope he didn't get taken out. But there was a
Yeah.
few people that I remember seeing that got taken out that were significant besides Magneto and Gambit. I think it was the leader of the Morlocks got taken out. I think I've seen
Yep,
that
she
as
got
well.
taken out.
The only thing I had for Easter eggs that I don't know if I really have it fully was Moira, that she was in the X-Men First Class and also in the original
Yep.
one. Me and Zach were talking about it. I think she was during the Apocalypse run. I think it was with Archangel.
Mhm.
So good to see her there. Rebranded as well. Definitely
Yep.
upgrade.
With
Um,
Banshee too on the console.
yeah. So let us know if there's anything else you guys might have saw. This was a hell of an episode. I'm gonna rewatch this as soon as we're done. I really enjoyed those last few minutes, and Disney Plus got a banger. We did a tier list for streaming services, and this is shooting up. I know Eric's been talking about Prime and Fallout, but this one for Disney Plus, it's we got some bangers, man.
This is just good. It's such an easy, enjoyable watch too. I'm very happy with this. And again, name all those mutants you found in the background, because I'd love to know everyone's takes on it. And remember too, there was someone who used Jubilee's powers in that one dance scene. People
Yeah,
online are saying that's Dazzler. There's no way that's Dazzler, because they didn't mention Dazzler well, they did mention her specifically in the Modoc episode, but
yeah,
or not Modoc, the
yeah.
video game episode. And also, I don't know why they give her different colored hair and a look if that's supposed to be Dazzler.
Hmm.
But who knows? Maybe it was Dazzler intentionally. But I did not catch the Blob. Let us know where the Blob was. I caught the Blob in the other episodes. Or was he in this? Did I? Oh, I had to watch this in two parts, so it's just very like I'm trying to remember.
Yeah. But yeah, every Thursday we're gonna have these reviews up for you guys, so keep an eye out for the channel. Really appreciate everyone jumping in with your boys. We're gonna
And
see
next week is
next week.
Life Death Part 2.
Okay. So is it gonna be a full episode this time, or are they still cutting it in half how they did the last
It's
one?
the whole thing.
Ooh. That was another cliffhanger. That was another great ending. We got to see what happened with Storm.
Yep.
Oh man, I I have nothing else but good words. But again, jump in the chat.
Yep.
Let us know. We'll see you guys Thursdays. From the final boss to the main man. Thanks you guys for watching. Peace out, y'all. X-Men.